Friendly Fire Podcast proudly presents The Lost Episode. Actually, this was supposed to be episode 2, but we just kind of forgot to upload it, so now we're releasing it as bonus content. Anyways, enjoy.
That should be the thumbnail for our
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Should be the thumbnail for the first.
Paint me like one of those sexy Spartans. God damn it, he's recording all of this.
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the Friendly Fire Podcast. I am Logan.
I am Sean.
I'm Nate, now known as Douglas.
I'm Nate also, but I guess I'm just gonna go by Nate. I'm keeping my first name.
Patrick. Brennan. Drew.
And it's a podcast.
It's the podcast.
And we have Brennan this time.
Yo.
We have a new guest.
So we added a second PlayStation person. So
Hooray!
It's,
unfortunately,
they're building up on us. They're
We occasionally talk about video games, but we seem to get off track a lot.
yeah, it
Yeah.
happens. It's an occasional.
it's okay.
So
We needed to diversify.
So
yeah, that's good. We gotta do that sometime.
So there was
added another PlayStation
Yeah.
person.
So there was a game that came out this week.
What's that game? Is there something that came
It's
out?
a new series or something like
I
that.
think it's
It
I think it's a new IP.
It was fucking Halo.
It was Halo.
It was
Oh my
Halo.
God.
It was Halo 5.
I am so excited for Halo. It's
You've
been,
already beat the
what is
game.
it? Yeah, it came out on Tuesday. I started playing the campaign Tuesday. It's Thursday, and I beat it.
Did you even
yesterday?
Did you even go to work yesterday?
I didn't. No, I had Tuesday and Wednesday off already.
I can vouch for this being his roommate.
Yes,
he was here the
played a
entire
lot of
time.
Halo.
How
God.
convenient.
But yeah, it's really getting kind of an unfortunate amount of hate right now from the campaign standpoint.
I wouldn't say hate so much as people are actually being critical of it for once. It's the first
Yeah.
time it's happened since Halo 2 when the campaign was really criticized. So it's just getting a little bit here and there. But everybody's giving it great reviews, so they're
Yeah.
picking it apart a little bit.
Well, and a lot of the reviews are based on the multiplayer, which is it's phenomenal. It's the best multiplayer since 2. It might even be better in some ways. Just being the newer generation of gaming, it added so many new facets to a multiplayer shooter.
A bunch of new mechanics and stuff.
So yeah, it's you
Ground
have the,
pound.
you do the ground
I've
pound
only
melee.
I've only played the beta like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It seemed like they incorporate a lot of like the like the little boost jumps and that kind of shit.
Yeah, you
Also.
kind of have the dash back and forth, and you can go forward, backwards, you can go any direction basically. They have a new charge melee when you're sprinting, you can just fucking just dash into people and just smash them.
Well, and they also upped the the frames per second always run at 60 frames per second. The way that they were able to balance that out is sometimes they drop the quality down to like 900 instead of 1080p, and that helped them balance out the 60 frames per second constant for their game, which a lot of games have not been doing lately. So
I've never heard of that either. That's a really interesting way to do it. But
Well,
it works because it looks amazing.
Battlefield Hardline did something kind of similar to that, though. I think I think the game was maxed out at 900p, but like there were some instances where they would like kind of dumb it down to 720.
That would be a new thing maybe with newer generations of games.
they're starting to do it because to the naked eye it's almost indistinguishable, especially from the 1080 to 900, because it's already above the 720p, so you don't even barely notice it.
Yeah,
And that helps them keep the game in a fluid motion rather than having those little graphic tears here and there and things like that.
Yeah.
So
And the game, it looks beautiful. Obviously, it's just got the
Almost every single person that has talked about the game says that it looks beautiful.
graphics ridiculous. So.
And Pat's over here like, I know some of these words.
Subtitles.
I've played a Halo before.
I watch a lot of anime. I have no fucking clue what they're talking about.
I saw the multiplayer in action, and I'm going to buy a Xbox One just so I can play that game.
There you
That
go.
was good to hear.
There you go.
Yes.
It's the concept.
It's so good. Oh my god.
No, we don't play favorites here, man.
I know. I played Halo 1 back in the day. I said it last
I know.
time.
This
I
is the
fucking
podcast
love-
of love, right?
I like the lore.
The
I
podcast
love
of
the
love.
lore.
What are we change the shit up on us now?
I think that I originally, I read the reviews. You heard my rants last week about
Oh my
how
God.
I'm no
we
longer
were in an
pre-ordering.
epic battle of.
You have an excuse. You have a good excuse based on the last Halo, the re-release or
Exactly.
whatnot. So we get it, but I'm one to think that people are being a little overly critical. And Logan, since you actually have gone fully through the campaign yourself, I mean, what do you think compared to the other Halos and compared to what the capabilities of the Xbox One are? How do you think the campaign turned out?
Well, I'm kind of forgiving of kind of games.
I think
guess.
we're all a little bit more forgiving than
Yeah,
Mr.
because like,
Douglas.
well, I mean, it's to the point now where times are different. Like, I expect games to come out and not be quite ready to go because I know it's going to be a constant work in
Yeah.
progress and it's going to constantly get better as time goes
Well,
by.
I will say that in my experience, at least, everything has ran perfectly. The multiplayer, the matchmaking goes much quicker than the Master Chief Collection, which can take multiple minutes to even get a lobby to going.
I don't want to talk about that.
Well, it goes like Call of Duty matchmaking speed now. You get people to play almost instantly, so it runs amazingly smooth. In the campaign, I liked it a lot personally. I can kind of see where some people are coming from, where they didn't like certain parts. But to me, if you have a shooter, especially the campaign, you don't always have the time to have the player just kind of wander around and just kind of listen to story. You can have a lot of cutscenes, but they did a really good job, I thought, of mixing in the story into the game itself, where you can hear the Spartans talk about the other Spartans and kind of the history, and it's almost in dialogue back and forth between the characters, where in other games you can kind of have these, long drawn-out conversations. Like Mass Effect, you actually take a lot of time to have conversations. In a shooter, you keep the pace a little more.
Yeah,
So I think people were a little overcritical, like you were saying. It's just they
try to make it more like a little bit more story based than.
this has more story than I think a lot of shooters kind of do. A lot of shooters just kind of roll forward the whole time, and it does a really good job, I thought, of blending a lot of the characters together and kind of overlap on the teams.
Basically, what he's trying to say is that it's nowhere near like Destiny. Destiny's story.
Yeah,
right?
there was just go shoot things. That was the story.
Yeah, that was it. That was,
You want to read some cards too? There's a little bit of story in there somewhere.
Grimoire cards.
No, don't even get started. on this.
Grimoire.
Yeah.
Like we're getting all French.
And
When
this
you
is-
do read those cards, though,
There's
I
story.
actually read all of them when the game released. I really liked Destiny when it released, and I read all those cards, and the story was actually really good when you read that.
Too
But-
bad it wasn't in the fucking game.
Exactly.
That would have been nice,
It
right?
wouldn't have taken
A
any
year
time
later.
to put it in the game, but I was just reading it on the shitter in between playing the game, so who really cares?
It's a little bit graphic.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
No, that's
now
what
I
we
have
do.
to think of that.
Like, when I'm like I'm taking a dump and I don't have my phone, I feel lost. I have to like read this shampoo bottle. I'm like, yes, fascinating.
Okay. Now we know things we never wanted to know.
Coincidentally,
That
that
was
was
the
a
big
lot
that
of,
is on the toilet.
coincidentally, that was what a lot of people were doing in between matchmaking matches. With Master Chief
Master Chief
Collection.
Collection.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But
Take a
this
shit
game-
and cook a 3-course meal.
Yeah, the Halo 5, it takes full advantage of just all the power that the Xbox has. The matchmaking, it runs perfectly. I had no lag issues my own. I've only played about 5 or 6 hours of the multiplayer so far, and everything was flawless. So if anybody had any reservations about the past Halo game, any matchmaking, it's perfect. So I couldn't believe how good of a job they actually did. So
It's definitely refreshing, and especially with their past. Especially, I mean, Halo 4 was decent on multiplayer, but it had its issues.
yeah,
And to think that they've gone forward from there is definitely a good sign for 343.
so much better. So much better.
Anyways,
So
Just because it cracks me up saying that, not dissing on anything you just said, but I do remember about a day ago Logan yelling from the outside, going like, "Why is the AI not following me?"
When did I say
The
that?
Spartan.
Remember, you were like, these dudes are shooting me, and they're just standing there doing nothing.
Well, and that's
he was in
actually,
a cave. He was in a cave
well,
when it was
that's
going
kind
on.
of actually an interesting thing about the AI in this is that, like, let's say you're across the room from the AI. In a real situation, you wouldn't run across an open field while taking fire without taking cover. If you're down because you did a stupid thing and you're off in the distance and you got all fucked up, and your team is way far away, they're just gonna be like, "Well, sorry, we can't just go die getting to you." So it's an interesting way to.
It was just one time that he said it, though.
In the moment, it's frustrating. But I love the AI Spartans in this
You're
game.
probably just not
They do a
used to
great
seeing
job.
it.
So it was annoying.
Until you play the game on Legendary, you'll keep saying that. Because on Legendary, they are the biggest window lickers ever. They are absolutely horrible on
Window
Legendary.
liquor.
See, that's
In
kind of hard to
reality,
believe
though-
though, because they're pretty badass actually in the game.
But in reality, you think about the past Halos with just the Marine AIs.
Oh,
They were
God.
terrible.
They're
They would
so bad.
walk onto grenades and
Here, get in the
let
Warthog.
me go get
Drives
the
off cliff.
Warthog and then just instantly die. Or
They would shoot you.
regularly
They would shoot you.
throw
You-
grenades
would you actually
into
take
your
damage?
path. It was just
I don't know if you
a
took
nightmare.
damage or not when they shot you.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
no, yeah, you take damage from
Yeah.
that.
I haven't played a classic Halo game. in
They were
years,
pretty
so-
dumb back in the day.
They were awful.
You can actually, there's a new command in 5 where you can actually hit the up on the D-pad if you're pointing at something to have your AI allies shoot that enemy or get in that vehicle, and that works really well. When you say shoot that
Mass
enemy,
Effect, eh?
sure that copy a lot of other
Kind of.
games
I'm
too. I mean,
I'm
it's
saying Mass Effect is the
and
first time
actually
I ever
this has
saw that.
more control essentially than Mass Effect in that term because you can actually tell them go take cover here. Mass Effect you can say get in that vehicle, kill an enemy. Post up over here. Mass Effect, you had to do like the radio thing, which had a lot more control. But on the fly, it does a really good job.
I didn't
AI
bother
responds
much with the
well.
positioning in Mass Effect 3. Like, oh yeah,
We did
I never really did.
yeah,
either.
they do little tutorials like, oh yeah, move your cursor here to make your squad mate go over to that that cover. I'm like, I
will
don't
not do that.
ain't nobody got time for this.
Go over there. Shoot some stuff. Good job.
I think with Mass Effect, I mean, you can just put them in a place and let them do whatever they want to, and then you just dominate everybody else. So, I mean, it
let
doesn't
me
really
do
matter what your teammates do in Mass Effect because you're just going to rape everything.
Exactly.
like-
Exactly.
I say it's like back in the day when everybody put skill points in Shepard, and then you totally forget to put your skill points in the other squad mates because you didn't really care. You were just like, "Yep, no, I'm good. I'm good. That's all I care about."
Fuck you, Rex.
Your AI just dies constantly. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, you have 21 skill points. That totally makes sense now.
You want upgrades? Fuck you. You can't have them.
So everyone's all like, "Oh, Shepard, it's great to meet you." You're like, "Fuck yeah, it's great to meet me."
I'm fucking Shepard.
I'm Shepard. I'm the favorite Shepard of the fucking Citadel.
No, Halo 5, I think the story is getting a little bit more criticism than it should. It's kind of presented to you subtly in between killing hundreds of enemies.
Was Locke cool?
Locke was very basic in a sense, but at the same time, some people in the world are like that. They follow orders, and that's what they want. We've talked about this for 10 minutes now, but there's no
Yeah.
spoilers. But basically, as the game goes on, he progresses as a character a little bit. And so you do get some of that, and you learn a little bit about him. You have a little bit subtle history. Just people, I think they just bitch too much a little bit. Just enjoy your fucking game.
Yeah.
Quit crying
Everyone-
about you want a little more whatever. I mean, if it was a shitty game and a terrible story, that's one thing. But it was presented in a very interesting way, I thought. I liked a lot of the characters. They were everybody except for Locke was actually really interesting. So
Yeah, it's like
it's
everybody.
cool.
Everybody's so jaded now, or not everybody, but just like a lot of people just feel the need to complain about something for the sake of complaining about
Yeah,
it because they want to find a problem with it. Like they're so scared of playing a perfect video game, but there's no such thing really.
Just enjoy your game.
Now you know what it is
Yes.
the same thing as far as the problem with next gen gaming, the current gen gaming. See, we rarely have that one game that just hits us, like just transcends all games. You know, we've had those games over and over and over again. We don't get that feeling anymore with these games. These games are awesome. These games are the best graphically games we've ever played. The gameplay is off the chain. We're getting things we've never had before. But we're so dulled down and dumbed down with this generation that we just don't care. You know,
Yeah.
we'll nitpick and find something wrong. with these games when they're awesome. There's not much more we can do with what's going on. You just got to appreciate what you have and wait for somebody, probably Nintendo, I'm guessing, is the next person to do it, but to make that new game that's just going to transcend all games and
the company that's made one original IP in the last like 20 years.
Right, but I never count them out.
I ranted about that a little bit last week.
Yeah.
So.
And they're moving over to mobile games now.
Yep.
Oh damn.
They know what they're doing, man.
Well, I mean, their strength right now is handhelds. I think
Right.
I think the Wii is like they put that on the back. They've always put console gaming on the back burner to begin with, but mobile gaming, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I will say that I have gotten into mobile gaming a little more recently, just because having a kid, I don't get as much free time, so I spend a lot of time while she's sleeping playing on my phone. So I went with a couple of mobile games, and like the addition of this new type of like collectum type mobile game has been really fun, and it gives you several hours of playtime. So I see why Nintendo is going in that direction, because a lot of people don't have as much time to sit down at their TV and play video games when they can play on the go. Makes sense. At the same time, they need to stick to their roots too.
And their first party games are they're unparalleled. Like, they spend a lot of time. They don't release a lot, but when they do release them, they're polished and they're great. Mm-hmm. So I think moving into a mobile gaming platform is a great move for them if they can put out the games.
As long as it's not freemium, I'm good with that.
That depends. You can do that right and you can do that wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy.
You're going to be that guy.
Okay.
PlayStation. No, the thing that for a long time, since Final Fantasy 13 and everything, and not just counting all
So
the
you like
other
Final
big
Fantasy, right?
I do like Final Fantasy. I do tend to like
Who else likes
Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy?
I like Final Fantasy.
We
I-
added one.
I don't really care for it.
That's
Sorry.
all right.
What were you saying?
You guys are making you guys hate me all over now.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, Final Fantasy 13 was awful. Like,
I disagree.
it was
The interactive
Yeah, he will
movie?
disagree.
I disagree.
I did not like the linear fashion.
It was linear
It was super linear.
until the end. At the end, it was
Till the
linear.
end, yes. Just like Final Fantasy X. Nobody cares. No. But what I'm saying on these new Final Fantasies is, or in Square in general, is, like I said, in January when they released just that little like PS4 like demo thing, we were like, oh, they're just doing whatever they want to. These guys are idiots. They don't care about their customers. They don't care about their players or whatnot. And all of a sudden, Square's come back and they're like, Kingdom Hearts 3, freaking Final Fantasy 7 remake, 15 looks great. I mean, it seems like not just PlayStation, but also Nintendo and even Xbox right now. Like, everybody's starting to finally listen to the fans in general.
Yeah.
They're not coming down to the point where they're just throwing shit out and be like,
It's like, yeah, they'll buy it. Just fucking, yeah.
here's another thing that you can play with guns. Go. It's like, no, whether it's remake, whether it's original, whether it's anything like that, because that's why like when I showed you guys Horizon Zero Dawn, like, that game looks fucking awesome.
That's great.
It does.
And
look
that's from the
great.
dudes who
pretty
made
cool.
Killzone, and Killzone wasn't the greatest game ever. in my opinion.
I was
liked
fine
it.
with Killzone.
No, I did like it,
Killzone
but I'm
was
just saying
pretty
it
sweet.
wasn't like. Normally, I'm not a big first-person shooter guy, but I did like Killzone, but it wasn't the best ever. And all of a sudden, they come out with something like that, and I'm like, whoa.
Well, I mean, there's a reason for all that, and what you gotta understand is, I mean, Xbox One, PS4, great graphics, off the chain. There's really no difference between both of them. They're the same shit.
Thanks for saying that. Thank you so much. There's not a fucking difference.
There's no.
It's
We
all on,
can't tell the
there's
goddamn
nothing.
difference.
It's all on titles now.
Yeah,
It has
basically,
nothing.
that's
The
all it
consoles
is.
are the
Yeah.
same.
They're the same
you got
goddamn thing.
It's not even Coke and Pepsi. It's like Sprite and Sprite.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, but honestly, the reason why they're doing that is because right now, if you notice, we're getting to like the pinnacle of this gen. I mean, PS3 to PS4, Xbox 360 to Xbox One. All you really did was make it to where we can really run 60 frames on every game. I mean, pretty much that's all we really did. The games are pretty much the same. Until we're going to change the aspect of how we game, we're reaching the pinnacle of this generation of gaming. And so what do you do in that situation? You fan service. You give the people what they want. And if you want to sell some copies, I mean, like you said, Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's huge. That's ridiculously huge. Kingdom Hearts 3. But people are coming out with these remakes, they're the HD remakes, they're doing this over and over again. That's what you do. That's why I think that Nintendo's about to kill everybody with this new system. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. But
Please go back and reference last week's episode where Pat goes on for a good 10 to 15 minutes about Final Fantasy VII.
Sorry.
It was like...
Sorry.
We go back to 2007.
We go back to 1999.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we go back.
Want to go again? No.
I wasn't here.
liked
I
it.
wasn't
I
here
liked
for
it.
it.
Oh,
I mean, I would have been right here cheerleading right next to him the whole time. Like, when I saw that,
You're just like, oh.
I came. Like I had.
I came.
So
The internet blew up that day. It did.
Yeah.
It really did.
So
It like imploded on itself, more like.
it did.
But
we have some breaking news.
Okay.
We need to talk about this.
Drew, you on this one?
We gotta talk about this.
Yeah, sure. So I'm just browsing our gaming in Reddit, and some user posted up that now Arkham Knight is back up on sale on Steam because after they completely blundered the first release, just having terrible like graphical difficulties in the game, just like crashing.
They immediately pulled it from
They
Steam.
pulled it
didn't
from
they?
Steam.
Oh, yeah.
They gave tons of refunds, and now somebody posts up gameplay that they're playing now, and it's just lagging, like just terribly.
Oh my
it's,
God.
It's unplayable. Granted, this is one user. I don't know what it's going to be like.
Grab your
across the
pitchforks,
board.
everybody.
So
Warner Brothers is gonna
Kill the beast.
maybe you might want to check out some reviews on it before
got
you
my
go
lynching
pick
rope.
it up. But it's not looking good, folks.
to have a game that had such a terrible, it was broken. It wouldn't work.
It was
And that was one
unplayable.
of the worst, kind of current generation of gaming issues that we'd seen in a very long time. To come out like
I mean,
that
and you
again.
would think if it's on PC, it should run a lot more smoothly than it does on a console. But
I don't know what
apparently not.
happened
Like,
there.
It's a huge blunder too because this is one of the most anticipated games of the year coming out. All of the rest of the Batman games have just been huge. They've been selling like crazy.
yeah.
Play it on
those
your
are-
Xbox.
Well, just play on your
There
Xbox.
you go.
So grab
There you
it
go.
for console. Don't grab it for PC.
That-
You
that-
know?
Honestly,
That-
these days I disagree. These days it's not really that big of a difference between PC and
No, but
console.
if you can't play it on PC, if it's unplayable currently right now, go play it on console.
I think the only
I-
difference between console and PC gaming these days is like the fascination with modding games,
Right.
and
Yeah.
as well as sometimes people argue that the point and click method of playing a first person shooter is better.
I disagree.
I don't
disagree.
think that
I agree with that.
I don't think that there is a
Horrible.
difference. I really don't think that there's a difference. I think they're the same thing. With how you can modify your controls on a controller to modify sensitivity, invert it as well. I mean, you can modify turn sensitivity and movement sensitivity as well. I mean, those are what's the difference between
And I can
point
play on my
click?
couch.
Yeah,
Yeah, and on top of that, like me personally, the reason why I'm not like really big into PC gaming, like console gaming is just easier. Like you just plug it in and go. You don't have to bother with like, oh, do the specs of my computer match so I can match the game so I can play this or whatever.
You never really need
I gotta
to
buy
upgrade.
this. You don't need to upgrade.
If you want convenience.
You just plug it in
it's
and
there.
go, and then
Yeah.
that's all you do.
it's
Like,
true. But then
Yeah.
the difference is that like you can buy a top of the line PC, which will last you say 10 to 12 years, whereas a console, the next generation is generally 3 to 4 years. So
You're spending about the same amount of money.
you're spending about the same amount of money over time, and a lot of PCs now are offering controller support where you can just take your Xbox One controller, plug it straight into your PC, it loads up immediately. Most games register the controller, and you get to play just like you're playing on a console. But at the same time, the PC market is kind of a niche market, and it's just one of those things. You go back,
the master race.
The communities go back and forth, but in reality, it's just like having a third console in the console war.
or should I say the master race, the PC master race. Anyway,
Just speaking of that as
Yeah.
well, did you guys see? I just saw a weird like YouTube trailer, and then of course I automatically went to the website and looked it up. Alienware just came out with that like PC console like version.
like a Steam box,
Thing.
like a Steam machine.
It's pretty much Steambox, just Alienware wise, but you can plug pretty much whatever you want. into
See,
it,
like the Steam machines though, they're pretty.
controller-wise and everything. So it's pretty much a hardcore gaming PC, but it's in console form.
See, I heard that like the people were using Steam machines as like actual like computer towers, like you could because they're basically just PCs that run on Linux. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's one of the rumors I was hearing.
You can pick up that Alienware product for the cost of your firstborn child.
What
So
is
it's
it?
not very cheap, eh?
Do you know how much it is? How much is it?
I honestly don't know.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
There's various Steam boxes that are sold.
I know, like they start.
Alienware does them. There's a bunch of other PC companies that do them too. But it's cheaper to build your own PC rather than buy one.
Yeah.
From them.
Because some of them are like $2,000, isn't it?
Yeah, they get pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, and you were saying you can get a PC and buy it for however much money and not upgrade it for that many years. Upgrades come out constantly, though. You want to add more RAM, you want a better graphics card.
You can upgrade it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you. I'm just saying you don't have to upgrade
And
it.
a console generation is about 5 to 6 years traditionally. I think the 360 and the PS3 were like 7 and 8 years, so that was one of the longer ones.
Yeah.
So the console generations
They're getting longer.
they've been going longer with technology advancing quicker and quicker constantly. I don't know if it'll stay increasing. It might actually go the other way depending on the hardware.
But the prices are also increasing. I mean, you saw the Xbox One release at $500 compared to the Xbox 360 releasing at what was it, like $300?
I think
It
no.
was 500.
360 came out. Yeah,
No, it was four. The PS4 was $500 at first.
PS4 was $600.
$600. Yeah,
I think the 360 might have
$600.
been 4 or 5.
Yeah, the 360 was at $400 when it first
But
came
also,
out.
as technology advances, the hardware gets cheaper though too.
It's
So
true.
the price of these things actually will probably fluctuate in a weird way that we might not even be able to predict.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that you can actually maybe save money in the short term getting a console, and you can invest in a PC. Might cost you more in the long run, but you might get more out of it, and it lasts longer.
Companies don't make any money off console sales anyway. It costs more.
Very little.
It costs more money for them to produce the console than it does to actually sell it. They make their money on software sales.
It's true.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, the one thing you can always think about is you can build a cheap PC. I mean, I built my PC for $350 total, and it runs games that are released currently at low settings, but it plays them. And all I have to do is take my Xbox One controller, plug it into my PC, it immediately registers the controller, and most of the games that I get offer controller support. So it's one of those things. The PC isn't as hard to get into anymore as it used to be with the addition of all the controller support in games, Steam making everything so much easier with loading up games and
cheaper.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those Steam sales, my God.
You can get games for $5 free. I mean, I constantly argued about how I would never spend $20 on Rocket League, and my friend Jake Boone ended up getting an additional copy that he just gave to me, and I, play that. And guess what? I took my Xbox One controller, plugged it in, played it, no problem. Just like Brennan, who got it for free on PlayStation, got to play it with his controller.
That's what I
on
was
his
going to
console.
say. The PS Plus as well as Xbox Live are pretty much doing the same thing, just not on as a grandiose scale as Steam.
Yeah.
Just because we were talking earlier about the Alienware thing, it ranges from $500 to $800 depending on your specs.
That's cheaper than what I was thinking.
So let's go. I'm gonna list off the specs right now. You guys tell me if it's good. Processor: Intel Core, 8 megabyte and 300 gigahertz.
Intel Core with 8 megabyte.
What type of Intel?
Is
Gigs
it
of RAM,
3.0
probably.
Quad core.
gigahertz.
3 point.
Is it like an i3,
3
i5?
gigahertz. 3.0.
So it's probably an
gigahertz.
i3, isn't it?
Not
This is
for
8
a gaming
megabyte
machine. No way.
i7.
cache.
i7. Okay.
Okay.
That sounds right.
It's a nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like i3. That was like
Memory-
No, not an i3.
Memory is 8 gigs of RAM.
That's garbage.
That's not bad.
We're talking
That's
about-
pretty average for a
Depending-
2015 release.
Well, see,
Yeah.
well, depending on your low to high end budget, if you want to go crazy, then go for 16 whatever.
You want to go for a gaming PC?
This is
you
the most
want, like,
expensive one I'm talking
16,
about,
32 gigs.
Well, and this is talking about something you
Jesus.
can stream on your TV, right? So
Which
it's-
you can do
but it's
with
not a dedicated-
any PC that you
You
buy.
absolutely can, but that's what I'm saying is you might not want the highest end stuff getting something like this.
Video
But if
card,
you're going to spend $400 to $400 to $800,
If I did.
yeah, you're gonna
500
want
to 800.
you're gonna want a lot of RAM, and I guarantee
totally
you can
agree
build a
with that.
PC for less.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the money you spend on PCs sometimes come from your super high def case that you buy that has all the lights and
Video
shit
card.
in it. Yeah,
I say-
your
And
video
processor.
cards and processors
Definitely
are
video
important.
card.
Speaking of video card, NVIDIA GeForce GPU 2 gigs.
A 2 gig card. That's
Yeah.
still not great.
I mean, that's like
I won't
I
try
have
to
a 1 gig
defend.
card
That's-
in
yeah.
my crappy PC.
Yeah.
So
1 terabyte of hard drive.
that's
That's like standard.
that's
now.
pretty standard
Pretty
now.
much,
Yeah.
But who is
No
this,
mouse. No mouse.
Who is this marketing
specifically.
to?
Failing.
But what demographic? Because I would imagine if you wanted to save the money,
It'd probably
Get
get
a
people
console.
looking to get into PC
Budget
gaming
PC gaming.
who
But then
don't
build a
want
computer.
Well, but a lot of these people don't understand
Don't-
how to
yeah.
build it.
well, that was going to be my point. But you can still
They
do it.
don't
Anybody
understand-
knows somebody who can help them build a computer.
That's true, but the problems with building a computer come from compatibility between your
Parts.
motherboard and your processor and your video card in your motherboard. Those things can be kind of
Yeah.
tricky. Yes, if you spent time, you could look it up and find out, no problem. But people are lazy.
Well,
these
I
days. They
totally
don't
get
wanna
that.
find
I
out.
just
And these pre-sale bundles that they do for the Steam machines, the profit margins on them are good. Like they're
So these aren't even being released yet, or are they out right
They
now?
have some that are
they
out.
have some
No,
out.
Alienware's out right now.
Oh, it is, okay.
You can pick those up, but it's just cheaper to go out and make your own PC versus buying one. I mean, if you're lazy and you want to get into gaming, sure, go ahead and buy something like this. But you get more bang for your buck actually building your own.
And like,
Exactly.
and it's attached to the Alienware brand, which is
Yeah.
like
Which
already
is
expensive enough. As
it's
it is.
you're paying for the brand.
Yeah.
It does seem like a good intro thing to a PC gamer. I could see that.
Mhm.
I don't think I would jump from that from.
That
console
seems like
or
a pretty
something.
large investment for like
That was
getting
maximum,
into
too.
PC gaming.
That's the max.
That was
specs?
the best one. That was the $800 one, not the $500 one.
Yeah, see,
That's
not good.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
No.
I
No.
would- I-
Build your own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Avoid-
Just because
you
you
could-
build your own computer,
could build- you
if
could
you're going
build
to spend
one-
that much money.
You could build one with like twice the power for almost half the price.
And it's not hard to build a computer
around
either.
that,
A
yeah.
YouTube video can teach you.
Yeah, it's
So,
like build a computer if you want that.
Just be careful with
You can
parts.
you can buy
they're breakable.
you can go on Newegg and buy all the parts that you need. Like they
Yeah.
actually sell like PC gaming packages. That
Exactly
You can buy.
how I built my computer.
Keep an eye on slick deals.
$350 for a computer that probably sells for about $600. So,
Yeah.
And we're actually talking about like the PC gaming stuff and mods, and talking about kind of the difference between consoles and PC and stuff. They're kind of still blurring the lines a little bit because now mod support is coming to Fallout 4 on consoles.
On
What?
Xbox.
Full mods.
Just on Xbox.
PS4 also actually.
Did they announce PS4? 'Cause I
From
only
what
saw
I've heard,
Xbox.
yes, it's PS4, but it comes on Xbox first. That's kind of the selling point.
Fantastic.
well, that's one of those things
It's
that they're
fantastic.
doing.
It's a timed
It's
exclusive. yeah.
fantastic.
Time
It is fantastic.
That's a huge thing now.
So it they're gonna have not you can't build the mods or anything, but you're gonna have the mod support. So people who make the mods on PC will actually be able to put them on the console. So you're gonna have full support there.
When they first found out that they were going to do mods for Fallout 4, they were going to be purchasable. The community went crazy.
That happened a couple months ago, right?
Yes.
That I heard about that.
And so they took it
lost
away.
Their shit when
So,
that happened.
way
Oh
to
my
go,
God.
gaming community, for Having
nip
them-
it in the ass.
Yeah, that was strange. But
So-
Fallout is going to have the mods, which I think is a really cool thing to add to consoles because if we're going to have this much power in the boxes, we might as well just go
utilize
all for it, right? Make them PCs basically.
I mean, if you can make the little game creator thing that they threw in, I can't remember what it's
Dreams?
called.
Spark? Project Spark?
Project Spark. Yeah, why wouldn't mods be available too? I mean, if you can create your own games on an Xbox One, why wouldn't you be
That
able
was
to mod
pretty legit
current
game
games?
too. Actually,
That
was
yeah,
fun.
that game I never got the chance to like mess around with that, but when I saw that trailer at E3 when it first released, I was pretty excited about that. But
But,
that's old news now. So I
Exactly.
mean, Fallout 4 is coming out. We gotta be talking about this shit.
What up?
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4.
Sorry.
That's a game that's coming out.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
said
ready.
that.
No. You guys have no idea. I might go on a rant again, so be ready.
Okay, I'm gonna get my stopwatch out this time. So let's see.
So Fallout 4, yeah, they are going ridiculous amounts. I mean, everybody saw the original gameplay trailer where they were talking about not only the classic open world and building your own civilization, or not civilization, but like town and everything like that. But they just came out with a bunch of new stuff. The official ability tree is out now, and it looks actually a little more condensed than normal.
Did you watch the baseball?
Yes,
perk?
yes, yeah, I did watch the baseball perk. Yep.
That was
Yeah,
amazing.
there is a a really early perk called baseball where I feel like they're gonna make it a little more. I don't want to say easier, but like melee characters were really hard to play the entire game.
I would never do a melee.
Like
character. I don't know
well,
why
there was no
anybody
point
would.
because
Yeah,
everybody had guns. It was stupid.
right. You have to survive with the bullets.
No, it's
hitting
not.
you.
Yeah, no,
You're like,
everything.
Oh god, I
yeah,
gotta get one punch in.
people are just shooting
Punch the
assault
bullets
rifles,
away.
plasma rifles. But no, these new perks now, they're insane. It's called the home run perk, where if you are just magically able to just hit his head, and Vats, it's a little harder to do, but if you can like just straight up melee swing his head, it's an instant kill. Because you specialized in that melee status.
In decapitation with a bat?
Oh, of course. There's always
It's fucking Fallout. Why not?
Yeah, and they're going crazy like that. They also released another like small gameplay trailer where it was another companion besides, I'm gonna call him Dogmeat because that's what he was in Fallout 3.
Dog meat.
Dogmeat, yeah, he's his best friend, dude.
I didn't play that much Fallout 3. I didn't play that much Fallout 3. I can't really chime into this conversation all that much.
That's true.
But.
No, but this one, her name is Penny, and she like apparently works for a newspaper in the main area of
The vaults.
No. The main town, like Megaton
whatever
was.
the hub world is.
Yeah, like Megaton was in the other one, and since it takes place in Boston, actually the main town is the entire baseball stadium, and the name of the group, or I don't want to say group, but gang, is called the Diamonds. So it's like it has that baseball reference to it. And she does a newspaper, and the reason why they were like joking about it is because it has that big baseball reference with these skills and everything. So, I mean, that's one small point that they've done, at least on the intro stage. But of course, it's going to be Fallout, so there'll be 8 million.
They had a shit ton of perks, and the breakdown of each one, or it go, the skill tree you develop over time
like sub skills, just tied to other
they
shit.
They guaranteed that, like, freaking 2 weeks ago, they guaranteed that there would be at least 200 hours of original content. Not just like Skyrim, where the occasional messenger comes up to you and is like, hey, blah, 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 go check out this new Dragon Temple,
Of the OG Fallout 4 game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no DLC.
No DLC.
Yeah, no DLC.
How many DLCs did Fallout 3 have?
5. 5 full DLCs.
Could you count New Vegas as a DLC, or is that
that's its own game?
Okay.
Well, they also, like you're talking about all the content with the game. They talked about one time, I read an article talking about the lines of speech in the game, and it was like over 1,200 or over
like
2,000
lines or something
lines
crazy
of original speech in the game, which thinking about just recording that
it's
is
based
insane.
off your name. You input your character's name, and at the beginning during the prequel tutorial thing, like your robot. So if you type in Howard, like in that gameplay trailer, he calls you Mr. Howard. So if I put in Patrick, hopefully within 2,000 names, I hope Patrick's in there somewhere. But
I would assume so.
No, this is Patrick. If they can do that.
Oh my God.
So if you're looking to buy Fallout 4, you might as well consider that your second job when the DLCs start coming out.
Basically, yeah. You're
200 hours.
Yeah.
Well, it's also being released as a bundle. It's a holiday bundle for Fallout 4, and it comes with Gears of War for $300.
I'm sure that'll be a pretty limited supply, but yeah, that's a pretty ridiculous.
That's
bundle,
a good bundle.
Right?
Plus,
that's
2 brand new games and it's a terabyte. I think it's a terabyte.
Yeah, terabyte hard drive. Yeah,
fucking nuts.
Plus, if you get Fallout 4 on the Xbox, you get Fallout 3. And backwards compatibility comes out in 14 days.
Yep.
Yes.
That's available for
Sweet.
everybody.
Yeah.
Only on Xbox One.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Unfortunately.
Whatever. It's kind of cool. I still have my PS3. I can play all this shit.
But speaking of Fallout 4, there's this interesting new craze with I guess it probably started, I don't know, what was it, Fable 3 had the mobile games that they were pairing with the main game.
Was that 2 or 3 that had the pub games?
I can't
think
remember.
It was 2.
No, that was okay. Fable 2 had an arcade pub game.
Yeah.
You can download of Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
But it
so
also
mobile
took your
ones.
currency and added it to. But then there's the Fallout 4 Shelter app that a few of us play. That's just kind of an introduction into Fallout and the universe with the vault. And there's the Deathclaw attacks and the Raider attacks, and you're trying to keep your people alive, which I think it's kind of an interesting new thing that's going on with the mobile game pairings to the main game. And
I'm kind of interested to see how, with the collector's edition, I know they got that Pip-Boy bracelet thing that comes with it that you can pair your phone up with it. But as far as I know, it's only available for iOS. I don't think they have
Oh, it's gonna be Droid.
Is it gonna be Droid?
He said it's coming out for
Okay,
everything.
yeah, because they showed it with an iPhone.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, the game first came out. Shelter came first for iPhone. We didn't get it until like August.
yeah.
It was like 2 months later until we actually got to play it on Android.
Didn't they? They even did that with Mortal Kombat too, didn't they? They had a app game for Mortal Kombat. I don't.
I don't remember there being anything from Mortal Kombat, but I wasn't paying that much attention.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm sick and tired of hearing about, at least come Fallout 4, and I understand from certain points of view because there are huge games like Metal Gear Solid 5 is a giant open world game, but they spent $80 million on that game, which is a little different than what Fallout 4 was capable of. People are bitching about the graphics. They're constantly. They're just like, oh, there's only next generation, whatnot.
With Fallout 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the
with
one thing the game creator said was we are willing to sacrifice graphics to better create story and gameplay.
Yes,
Which
love it.
is something that is a great fan service. Yes, you're lower, it's a next gen, you expect next gen graphics, but if you're, games these days are coming out and they're focusing more on graphics, which causes the story and the gameplay to suffer. So I like that attempt. It'll be an interesting thing to see. We'll be able to tell if this is a good path that games should go back to making, or if continue with the graphics because it's visually impressive.
Do you think the new Zelda game is going to be like ridiculous, realistic?
Well,
No,
as far
but
as
it's gonna be
animated
awesome.
animated games like that, where you're not basing it off of real character models and things like that, they're always going to look different. So it doesn't matter if it's visually fascinating. You can do things with the lighting and the shadows that will just make it look good, and you don't have to care at all. So
I don't know. That upsets me a little bit. If I want to play Fallout 4, I want it to be next gen graphics. I don't see why we couldn't have that, or why it can't run it. As long as it's running 60 frames, I guess I'm cool with it. But that's no excuse to me. There's plenty of space on the PS4, Xbox to do what you want to do with these games. I don't understand why we gotta play Fallout 3 graphics on the PS4.
It's
But,
not
but on that note, because he was talking about like story or sacrificing story to have like better gameplay or whatever. But there are Quantum Dream Quantic Dream, I think is what it's called, that studio that made Heavy Rain and what was that other one that they made? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Dream,
Quantic Dream made Heavy Rain
Still need
and
to play Heavy Rain.
Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two
Here's
Souls,
good
yeah.
things,
And
yeah.
they made Until Dawn, the new like crazy Halloween.
Right. Now, have you seen the trailer for the new game that they're releasing?
Oh yeah, with
Detroit Become Human.
yeah, the
like-
blonde chick, like the really short hair blonde chick.
Yeah, about the androids and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was actual in-game footage in that trailer, and that company's always been very, very story-driven with their games. So it's like you can still have a great story and make a beautiful-looking game that has like very good gameplay. I think the Heavy Rain, that game was unique in its own way because it was action-oriented, but it still had some kind of like point-and-click adventure-style elements to it and like quick-time events. Like it wasn't really like gameplay driven as much, but it was still fun to play.
That's the point. That one
Yeah.
is so linear. When it comes to Fallout, it's Skyrim. They said it's going to be bigger than Fallout 3 and New Vegas combined, and that's a big game. That is a huge
It's
game.
2015. This game Fallout's been in development for years and years. Like you said, how can they not make the graphics fucking amazing the whole time? I assume that they're gonna be amazing pretty much the whole time.
I would hope so.
But they look fantastic
Yeah.
right now. It's
Yeah.
definitely. I
What
can't
do they look like?
Guess what? It doesn't have Witcher 3 crazy
Fantastic.
awesome hair physics. It's like, oh no, that's
Yeah.
the thing I look forward to in my game. No, I care about storyline, music, gameplay.
You want everything to be.
I played Shovel Knight 2 days ago, and I loved the shit out of that game.
Oh yeah.
I've never
And
played
it's a
Shovel Knight.
freaking 8-bit version game.
But
It's
you're not going to
amazing.
put 200 hours in Shovel Knight, are you?
Oh,
I know.
challenge accepted.
I know a guy. I know
We'll
a
see
guy.
about that, right?
There's a lot of achievements.
I know a guy that
Get
put
all the achievements.
I know a guy that put over 100 hours into Terraria, and that's like kind of the same thing, like 8-bit. Like it's kind of. You haven't played Terraria at all?
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've
it's
played it.
it's like Minecraft if it was like side scroll 2D 8-bit style.
So that's what I was
Yeah.
told.
Well, Brendan talking about putting 200 hours into Shovel Knight. How many hours have you put into Binding of Isaac?
Probably 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank
There you go.
Thank you.
So,
Everybody has an arcade.
Greatest game ever.
There are games out there that you're willing to sacrifice the graphics and things for great gameplay.
It's rare.
And replayability.
It's
It
rare.
is, I will say, sometimes it's rare. Other times, you just make exceptions, and you never know. Fallout 4 could be that exception.
I'm just me personally. My preference to games is online gaming.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for me to put. It's rare. Like Binding of Isaac is one of the one games that I've put 100 hours plus into an offline game. Like the only games I'm putting these type of hours into are online.
Yeah. Well, like I mentioned, I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 5 right now. I'm only 10% through, like the entire story, and I've already got like 20 hours logged almost.
Amen, brother.
It's ridiculous.
How much of that has been kind of you figuring it out and fucking around?
Not much. I mean, a lot of that's
I
playing,
know it's a huge game.
a lot of that's playing like main story, and then but the cool thing about that game is the side missions aren't like totally useless. Like they actually like help open up new main story missions.
It's new dudes for your base.
I heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually seen you play some of it.
So they are.
I played the shit out of that game. Are you kidding?
So it's super relevant. Like it's not just they're not just useless side quests. You have to like
Talking
put them
about,
back.
I don't even want to think about how many hours we put into Halo 2.
Oh my
Online.
god.
Like you're saying online games, like
Endless.
days, not even just hours, but days of
I
our
remember.
lives are
Okay,
gone.
I remember like a long time ago,
Oh my
back when
God,
you and I were
Halo
like
2.
freshmen in high school.
Yeah.
Like because we're just walking around town like late at night one night, and then you were talking about Halo, and this was right before Halo 2 came out. And this I remember your exact words were, when Halo 2 comes out, I'm just gonna play that till my fucking eyes bleed.
Sounds like something I would have said, right?
And he was right. I mean,
Yeah.
My hands would hurt after some of the sessions we do for so long.
we spent one night. I mean, this is the
I know
most
what you're gonna
ridiculous
say.
gaming story you'll
Oh,
ever
no.
hear.
Oh,
we
no.
spent an entire night, probably 8
Yeah.
hours.
Oh yeah.
We were on Blood Gulch or
Yeah.
whatever it was called at the time,
Halo 2.
and we destroyed warthogs in a glitch for like hours, and took the tires of the blown up warthogs
In the bumpers too.
and the
In
bumpers that would not go away because of the glitch. Like they wouldn't disappear typically like the vehicles
It
do.
was
when they
some
explode.
sort of host glitch
Yeah.
to where they wouldn't
We
disappear.
destroyed so many warthogs that we actually spelled Halo 2 with the wheels of the
Those-
warthogs
bumpers,
and the
yeah.
bumpers.
This is pre-Forge.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah,
this
this
was
is-
before Forge existed, which came in Halo 3. And we spent 8 hours building this
Well, okay,
just
but,
to take a picture of it and load it up onto the Bungie website at the time.
but
Not,
how
not,
big?
a, not
How
a
big was
screenshot. Mind you, not a screenshot. Nate,
I took the picture of of the TV
Took a
His
picture
mom
of
with
the
digital
camera.
camera. The digital camera.
Okay, but how big were the letters though? Were they like?
It was big enough that you could see it from when you could drive up the side of the mountain with the tank, which was another glitch. You could drive up the side of the mountain with the tank, and I viewed it from there. It was big enough that it was like almost the size of one of the bases.
We had to get it on the screen to be able to take a picture. You had to be like across the map, like you said, up on top of the mountain, basically out of the map
Exactly.
to get there. And then we had all the Spartans standing in a row beside it, and like 4 of the tires was one Spartan, maybe 3 or 4 of the tires, and there was like 12 tires, maybe more, on for one. So it was a massive.
It took us 8 hours.
That's
It was
hilarious.
ridiculous. So
Like,
That's the time that we used to spend on games back then, and that's changed now.
yeah.
I mean, now you play games for a couple months at a time, and then you move on to the next game.
Not me.
no.
Depends. MMOs are
will
different.
keep you.
Street Fighter. Still play it.
Yeah,
8
yeah.
years.
But you play it for 30 minutes at a time, and you go to a different game.
True.
But
Yeah.
there are games that we all do that with. I mean, I go back and play Castle Crashers, especially now that it's been re-released. I play
We
it all
need
the
to
time.
do that again too.
But
We need to do another Kill
Plants
Ball
vs
match.
Zombie,
We do
Garden
need to do
Warfare.
Kill Ball.
We go back and play often.
Mm-hmm.
There's games you do it with where you play once in a while, but as far as just like continuously playing every day, all day, there aren't many games that come out that you do that with anymore. They just you play that one until the next one comes out, then you play that one until the next one
Yeah,
comes out.
so many
It's a
games
year-long
come out.
cycle.
Yeah.
The holiday season is especially the worst.
I would say speak for yourself in that regard. 'Cause I have been, my gaming has always been probably 3 or 4 games at all times, and then 1 or 2 games work their way in and work their way out. As you say, playing for a few months and move on, play for a few months, move on. But there's always those few couple of games that I never let go of. I'm always
It's
always on.
It's true they come like that, but I mean, you think about like your Destiny and how many people just quit. I mean, it had a huge population when it released. That population isn't nowhere near
There's
the
still a
same
ton
anymore.
of people who
Nah,
play
there
that
are.
religiously.
But there are
Wrong
tons
people.
of people
You
who
should
still
see my
play
friends
Garden
list.
Warfare religiously, and that game came out. In
My
the
PlayStation
spring.
4 friends list is always packed full of Destiny.
Yeah.
Even before
I,
taking
I
Kings.
think I think Destiny is kind of like more in Sony favor. I think a lot more people play Destiny on Sony.
I don't know.
I'll
My
agree with
Xbox,
that
like you
because
said, my
they have-
Xbox list is full of Destiny.
Well, but they have the additional content for Sony.
That actually has come out for Xbox though.
The old stuff.
Well, yeah, but I'm
And
saying
they
like
continue to release new stuff from Sony before
not
time
continuously though. Like maybe there's a certain mission that comes out, not a lot of content, and it does come out on Xbox later. So it's a timed exclusive thing, not always mutually exclusive. So, but yeah, like we were talking about playing games for a super long time. I put in also hundreds of hours in Skyrim too. Like you're saying, how there's games that
The
never
one game you would
really
play
move
forever.
out of your rotation. You're gonna keep those forever. I'm gonna play Skyrim. I will keep my 360 until Skyrim goes backwards compatible. Until then, I'm always keeping the 360. I'll never get rid of that for Skyrim.
Or you
Perfect
get a
game.
PC
No.
and play it forever.
No. Xbox Master
We
Race.
moved on from that topic.
So,
I wish I could log on to Final Fantasy 11 and show y'all my playtime. It's not days,
Do people
it's
still play that?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh
they
my
do
god.
religiously.
yeah,
They're bringing it to. It's actually. It's been
It's
so.
been moved to mobile, right?
Yeah, it's going mobile. One version already came out, but it's only in Japanese. But
course
the
it is.
They're called Final Fantasy Grandmasters. But the regular version, which is actually almost an actual port of the game, is coming out mobile US next year.
Yeah.
People still play that. I don't know why, but my playtime was years, not days.
And I was gonna actually jump back just a little bit, but there's actually Fallout beer and Nuka-Cola coming out.
Oh, and also there is a Black Ops 3 beer now also.
You were saying something about that
Yeah.
earlier. I didn't hear about that.
It's
But yeah, Fallout has a Nuka-Cola from the Jones Soda Company. They have a Nuka-Cola that's coming to the States. I think.
Here, I'll look up
Nuka-Cola
the,
Quantum
I'll look
is
up the
for us,
name
yeah.
the name of it real
And then
quick.
there's also Fallout beer coming out.
So okay, the Call of Duty beer. Okay, it's called Black Hops 3 Midnight Pale Ale. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Black Hops 3 Midnight Pale Ale. So
I don't know if I'm gonna try that.
I mean,
The name is ruined it.
I mean,
You can give it a
I'll
shot.
try any beer once. So I don't know. We'll see if it's good or not.
Yeah.
It probably won't be.
Well, let's be honest here.
If
But-
I may throw it in,
Yes.
apologize. Kind of off topic, but at the
But-
same time, Brenton's the new guy to the group on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
We all did it last time, and please.
Oh yeah,
provide
we never
background.
gave him a chance to like do his.
What
little-
is your favorite video game you've ever played
We
in
all
your
did this
entire
last
life?
time.
Holy crap!
and
Yeah,
what
no, we
and
didn't.
what type of games do you play?
And what type of games do you normally play?
I forgot we did
What's
this.
your
Oh.
favorite genres and everything like that?
RPG would be my favorite genre.
Uh,
My favorite game of all time.
all time.
Now, what are we judging this off? Is
Any-
this like
this is-
playtime?
this is
Is this off
you.
of
It's
This
like
is
an
you.
enjoyment.
Personally,
What do you
just
have the
personal
most fun
enjoyment.
playing?
Answer that to your best
enjoyment.
ability.
Well, and I answered it
Game.
like, if I could only play one game for the rest of my life, if I had to pick one, mine was Skyrim. That's how I thought of it. So,
I picked Xenogears.
yeah. If you could only
Xenogears
play,
is definitely
I
top
think
three.
take it how you want, though. Yeah, whatever. Gotcha, come on.
But take it out you.
I would probably say Final Fantasy VI.
6.
Six.
That Kefka.
6.
That's fantastic.
Hey, Kefka's
Best story out of all of them. By far.
Did they even release that in the States?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Did it?
3 on Super Nintendo.
3 was the one that was released in Japan.
Well, the
Oh.
original. Now, if you're talking about now, when it came out in America, it was named Final Fantasy 3, but it was actually Final Fantasy 6. But the actual third Final Fantasy that they made was Japanese only, and then
Okay.
they released it on what was that, Game Boy or Game Boy or
It's like 4 was 2.
yeah, 4 was 2, 6 was 3.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
I'm following
You know
along.
what? Yeah.
That's a tough question,
Yeah,
though. That's so
I
broad.
thought Japan was
Yeah.
supposed to be good at math.
So RPGs and
Hmm.
Final Fantasy is pretty much.
He likes
thing,
his
so.
Street Fighter. I see.
Yeah.
his
Fighting
video.
Well,
games.
I've
He likes
been
his
playing
fighting
that for
games.
about 8 years,
You
and I
tear
still
it up.
play it every day. I'm real big on sports. I've been buying every Madden every year like an idiot, but
Madden 16 cough.
Yeah, roster updates.
Yeah.
Well, I
Woohoo.
heard like a year or two ago they might actually start alternating, do a Madden every 2 years.
They should.
In the off years,
I think that'd be a good
roster
idea.
updates, yeah. I mean, they're getting people are like you said, they're gonna buy it every year. So unless the sales
And you can't
dip like that,
sell it at the end of the year because it's worthless.
pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Like, so-
I don't know if they ever would or not, but
Yeah.
yeah, people.
Because how many people do you know that are still playing like Madden 09 or something like that?
No one.
Nobody.
Although I did have a friend in college who was stuck on NCAA 2003 when it was like 2008.
That was a good one.
That
No,
game is
on.
incredible.
that was a good one. That had, no, the one with Joey Harrington on the cover, the guy for Oregon. Yeah, that was a good NCAA game.
I got Tiger Woods 2012 Masters Edition out in my room right
Never
now.
moved.
Oh.
I heard the new golf game is just garbage too.
Yeah,
Golf.
it's not good.
It's not-
I
they-
wanted
they
to
moved
buy
it-
it, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
They moved on
go
from
for it.
Tiger Woods. It's Rory McIlroy PGA Tour, not Tiger
Yeah.
Woods
The
anymore.
sport of golf, or the game of golf, going back to irrelevance.
Yeah.
More Tiger.
Well, and I also read this. This is kind of off. This is a movie.
Not my
on this
real
topic.
Well, wait.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
We didn't realize also that Sean wasn't here last week.
Yeah. Okay, Sean.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
games
shit,
do you
that's
like?
right.
I typically play shooters mostly. Mainly the Halo franchise. What I've been playing lately. Oh, jeez.
You're blowing it, man.
I seem to.
Don't sound so excited
I
about
see-
all these great games you're
I seem
playing.
to play. I seem to play games for a couple months and then throw them on a shelf.
Make it
Or
sound like
you
this,
buy them and never play them.
make it sound like this is a support group. I play Halo.
Gotta catch
Halo.
him.
My name is Sean.
I like video games.
Hi,
Hi,
Sean.
Sean.
But you like shooters, and we
Mainly
played
shooters.
Halo, yeah, with you since Halo 2.
Oh god.
Again, you helped us with all those hours and
Yeah.
building the Halo 2 sign.
Playing Halo 2 until the sun came up
Yeah.
almost every day.
then going
times.
to school.
Good
Then
times.
going to school.
Yep, right.
Then doing it again.
Again.
Like, it was a good life for a while.
At least you went to school. You know.
Yeah.
There's people that just like.
I went to school for an extra half year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overachiever.
Yeah.
That's
Super
how
senior.
we met you. Is because you were in our English class for next year.
Imagine if I wasn't so retarded, we probably wouldn't be as good of
You-
friends as we are.
Yeah, you wouldn't be here right now.
And
on
me
this
and
podcast.
me and Logan have known each other since we were 7 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
So I'm 27 right now, and I've known Douglas for about 26 and a half years. So
Jesus Christ.
Basically, since I was born.
essentially, yeah, since you were. So
What?
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 thanks for the awkward pause.
Yeah. Look, thanks for that one.
Yeah,
Anyway,
what's your favorite game then?
yeah, your favorite game.
Yeah.
You didn't mention that.
Drew is absolutely going to hate me for this one.
Uh-uh.
But my favorite game of all time and the best Zelda game of all time,
You can fuck right off.
Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past on the Super.
Yes!
Great
right
game.
here with you,
Oh
buddy.
god,
Great
look at the
game.
audio
Oh, they're
spikes.
3v1.
I'm not discounting the fact it's a great game. It is.
Excellent.
It's the best Zelda game
It
out
is
of all of them.
the
It
best
is
Zelda
by
game.
far the
No,
best
no,
Zelda
it's
game
not.
out of all of them.
What do you like? What's your?
His is
Ocarina.
Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Ocarina.
Did
Ocarina
you
of Time is
play?
good.
Now, let me ask you this though: did you play Link to the Past fully, truly beat it before you played Ocarina of Time?
Yes, sir.
And you still feel that Ocarina of Time is the best one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's settled then. But what I was gonna say before I cut Sean off accidentally, I read an interesting article earlier. It wasn't it was more like a blog. It wasn't really an article. But I know me personally, I pay attention. I pay attention to a lot of like YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. I got a YouTube channel, and they like you guys all like take part in that as well. So it's kind of like our channel, I suppose. But I saw that Twitch is moving away from being gaming only. They announced that they're now doing a Twitch Creative, and the first thing that they did with this is they're playing all the episodes of Bob Ross's art show, like on like all of them.
That's what
having
I think of when I
a
think of
marathon.
Twitch too. Actually,
This-
Yeah.
That really went off the wheels really quickly.
That's their first like inception of this. We're just gonna play Bob Ross on repeat for like 400 episodes or whatever the fuck it was.
So what stops somebody from, say, hosting like a Twitch viewing party of, say, maybe some movies or something they get their hands on?
That's what I was
or-
wondering. Like,
You know?
yeah,
Or porn.
Or porn.
or porn. Yeah,
We'll just go with this.
it's pretty much just gonna become like Omegle or something. Or Nate was thinking like Skype. Yeah.
Do users just like ban that channel or?
I have no idea. They did that. There wasn't much to say about it.
Well,
They just.
are they gonna have some regulations of some kind?
I would assume so, because
like, you can't like record. You can't like if you're
I
recording
think-
a game, you can't switch to Netflix.
I think what they're trying to do is because now YouTube has a streaming service. Well, not streaming, but live streaming service as well. So I think that's kind of their answer to expand to different audiences and like compete with YouTube, I guess. Because for the longest time, Twitch has just been strictly gaming, and now they're just trying to like I guess like expand their outreach, I guess. So
that might be a good way to try to diversify what they're doing.
Yeah.
Just kind of do different streaming things. So,
but it's just like this is just like the inception, so we don't know if it's going to be good or not. What are we staring at?
nothing. Keep talking.
But isn't that what makes Twitch?
Yeah,
That it's gaming.
It's
only?
gaming, yeah.
So what is I mean, it's like, okay, now what?
They want to break into other markets, get different demographics. They're in turn getting more ad revenue for different people that want to
Yeah.
advertise.
I mean, I understand it from that standpoint. It's just I feel like they're losing.
I
their niche.
think they need to. I kind of disagree with that personally. I think I disagree with them like trying to expand and like, oh, let's do artwork or some shit, or like do like press conferences, or where the fuck is that they got the plans. Like like gaming is what made them successful, so why fix what's not broken? You know what I mean?
I think that Bob Ross thing might almost be like a viral marketing thing.
It could
It's
be
so funny to think about.
I didn't think about that.
It's
yeah.
almost just like
Yeah.
a joke where you're gonna say, can you believe what Twitch is doing? And then you're talking about it, and then people are on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then they can kind of use what they want to do in the meaningful way in the future to get people there. So it could just be like a weird marketing thing.
Yeah.
So
Possible.
who knows?
Possible.
It's like Kevin Butler,
Who's Kevin Butler?
the
PlayStation dude. Oh
vice
my
president
God.
of everything.
That was
Oh.
funny.
Kevin Butler's the best, dude.
Yeah,
go
he's
go
been around
online
a
tonight
while.
and just type in Kevin Butler everything and just laugh.
Kevin
your ass
Butler,
off.
everything.
He got in trouble actually because
He did because he talked about Nintendo.
Well, he played that character in a Nintendo commercial, and it was like some kind of weird like copyright thing because Sony owned that character, and then he used it in a Nintendo commercial, so he actually got fired and stuff. And,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Kevin Butler's the best.
so what's
That
he,
was funny. I
So
know
what's
what
he
you're
doing?
talking
So what's he doing now then?
Oh, I have no idea. I think he might have been a comedian or something.
I think he was just originally a comedian.
I was just a regular.
He was a comedian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
must
yeah,
just be
but he
doing
was
this.
hilarious in every PlayStation commercial you ever saw.
He was funny.
He was great.
Who
Poor
was
guy is probably sleeping on piles of money right now.
It's rough.
hard life?
Yeah, right. Getting fired after being a celebrity. So,
Be a comedian, they said. Follow your dreams, they said.
exactly. So, holiday season. I think we talked about this last time. It's pretty much like the holiday season of gaming and all that.
Yeah.
Way too many good games.
There are a lot of good games.
My wallet's gonna fucking
Fallout
hate
4.
me.
Exactly.
Battlefront.
Well, thank you, because Battlefront is gonna be fucking amazing. I'm super excited.
We didn't.
Did you
We
see the
didn't
new trailer for hero classes
Yes.
or hero characters?
Princess Leia.
Han Solo, Princess Leia, Palpatine,
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, obviously. Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see.
Gotta
There's
give,
gonna-
gotta give the Boba Fett fan service.
Why would
yeah.
you not give
Oh,
them?
yeah.
Disney said
I'm about to call him Palpatine. Do it.
Well, because you played as Luke and Vader, and they had very unique power sets.
Yeah, Vader was way too OP though.
I love.
I love the Force.
That force choke.
The Force
was way
choke
too
thing.
good. That force choke was way too good.
I was just a regular player running around. And I saw Vader in the hallway for the first time, and the first thing they did was choke me. I dropped my controller. I was like, "This is fucking awesome."
Was it? Was
I
it you?
died, and I was so excited.
Was
I got
it you
force
that?
choked.
Okay, I think it was you that was telling me about how like, well, Vader had the Force choke, but Luke had the Force push, and like I think it was you that was telling me about like there was a video that surfaced online that somebody captured it, and Luke like force pushed a stormtrooper into the path of an X-wing fighter, and
And it blew it up.
and blew it up.
It was amazing. I think it was a TIE fighter. Yeah.
Or whatever it was,
It
I
was
don't know.
so funny.
Did you see the new Luke Skywalker one? It was literally, if you go to like Reddit Gaming right now, it's like on the top freaking like
Yeah.
pages. It's this guy that's trying to shoot at Luke Skywalker. It's like a 48-second clip, and he's just shooting and shooting, and Luke's doing the force jump, and he's
Yeah.
trying to dodge him the whole time. And literally, so the guy finally notices that he's like, this is the dude that's been shooting him the whole time. And he comes running up, and it was the timing of the thing. As Luke lands, the AT-AT, its animation on stopping came in, and he just squashes Luke, and he's dead, and the guy's just sitting there watching, and then as it moves again in the animation, you see Luke's character like just glitching in the middle of the ground the whole time. He's just sitting there, and then the other foot just goes right on top of it, and then it ends the clip. It was almost as good as the Darth Vader riding the AT-ST one.
Yeah.
That one was
There's
fantastic.
gonna be
Yeah.
so many good clips from that.
That's that. I see that as a game that I'm going to be like spending a lot of time
Oh
on.
yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, and last week we talked about the sales of it and stuff. But what?
It seems like a lot of people, well, you're going into that. A lot of people are going to be playing this game because they're projecting that this is going to sell 13 million units.
Didn't 9 million people played the beta?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so you
so-
can maybe say about 9
Yeah.
million are going to buy it.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, I was going to ask what, with the holiday season of gaming, people aren't going to buy everything. And normally Call of Duty wins the,
Oh, I'm buying everything.
you know, you buy everything, but you don't always play everything. You are guilty of that.
Yeah.
Well, also, you're
I'm looking at you, Sunset Overdrive.
Drew
I'm
is
so
awesome.
sorry.
Oh.
I'm so
what a
sorry.
great
Elder
game,
Scrolls
too.
Online.
Sunset
Son of a
Overdrive
bitch.
was fun.
Sunset Overdrive is a fantastic game and
I'm
doesn't
not-
require that much time.
I'm not discrediting that. I'm just.
I never buy it, but it's definitely worth playing.
I have no self-control.
Amazon
But
has
with so many games coming out and people are going to buy absolutely everything most of the time. I mean, does anybody think that a game can beat Call of Duty in the holiday season in terms of sales? Like maybe Star Wars?
If
I
it's
think
gonna be-
Battlefront is
I think
it's very.
Fallout will do it.
No.
No,
If it's going to be
Yep.
any game, it's going to be Battlefront.
Yeah, Battlefront's got the best chance.
I don't think anybody.
Or
will.
Halo
I don't think they'll
5.
do it. I don't think they'll do
Nope.
it.
Halo 5 is exclusive. They're not going to be able to do it.
That is,
It-
in terms of sales, yeah, you limit to one console. You cut half the market. You
You
know?
guys want to put bets down on this?
So we
I,
could.
I'm
do that.
gonna put Fallout 4.
Well, we
I
need
do
to-
not care what you guys say.
We would need to have a
I
time
just-
frame.
We've been waiting 8 years for this game. There are
You've been
so
waiting.
many
10-year-old
Fuck
kids.
you, there are so
You've been
many
waiting.
people that
10-year-old
okay.
kids don't give a damn about Fallout 4. They just want to shoot people on Call of Duty. That's what they're going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're talking
Exactly.
sales here, so
They just want people.
As far as the better
it's
game,
gonna be fucking
Fallout
amazing.
4 all
They
that.
just want people to join their trick shot clan.
Well, let's make it interesting.
360
Let's see
no.
how many
360
8-year-olds
no
have
scope.
banged my mom this week.
Put your money where your mouth is, gentlemen.
I'm
Okay,
gonna put Fallout 4
I
down.
say,
seriously
as far as
Wait.
time frame
I put
goes,
$5 down.
Let's do some ground rules. I think we could do our number one pick for the sales, but also possibly number two.
We're talking sales or game of the year?
We're talking about sales.
sales.
Oh, sales?
who's
No,
gonna-
no, I put Battlefront in that.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking game of the year.
No,
I was
no,
like,
we're talking about sales. The numbers.
no way.
no, Battlefront wins.
Because-
Sorry, no.
Okay.
Game of the year.
Wow,
I
where
put
were you
Fallout
at?
for. No.
Because saying Battlefront, that's still kind of risky. Because Call of Duty, like you said, it's the 10-year-old's game of the year. You know, every 10-year-old.
It's a household
Call of
name.
Duty.
It's going to
Yeah.
sell.
It is a
So,
household
but
name.
Battlefront, I think it, like I said, 9 million people, 13 million estimate of sales. That got some attention from gamers.
Mhm.
Okay,
I
but how many people played the Black Ops 3 beta? Although, granted, it wasn't available for everyone. But what
Was it a
that?
closed? I thought
No,
it
it was open.
beta.
It was open beta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was open
So-
beta.
But I mean, I personally, I'm not buying Call of Duty. I generally don't like it. You probably don't like Call of Duty. I don't think
I-
you like Call of
I
Duty.
will-
stopped playing
I will-
Call of
so-
Duty years ago.
I'll probably buy it just because I really want to play zombies.
Battlefront. I don't know if you're gonna put Battlefront or not.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think might be a shift in the gaming, you know, in terms of
Well, I think
Also
I think a
shooters.
lot of dedicated gamers are starting to move away from the Call of Duty,
Right.
Because
absolutely.
it's the same thing.
It's
every
Madden.
fucking year.
It's like Madden.
It's Madden.
It is
shooters.
Madden for shooters.
and they're not. I mean, it's the same thing. They're not changing anything.
Same formula, just
Not
reskinned.
adding anything fucking special. It's they put in an ability, and you're supposed to go, ooh, a new ability. I want to play this game all the time.
Jetpacks.
No, it's just-
No one's ever used jetpacks before.
I mean, how many games have used jetpacks in the last few years? It's just dumb.
Jetpacks is the new.
They always just have to
thing. So
be fancy and pretty. And by the way, the game sucks. It's unbalanced, and they don't put any time into caring about the game at all.
I will say Black Ops actually did take some. I think it actually probably did more than a lot of the Call of Duties in the past.
I will
But
say.
I just don't care anymore.
I will say, like the like
Just
we
lost
all.
your faith.
I
A
don't-
lot of us.
I'm with
I
Logan
lost
now.
my faith on Modern Warfare 2. Fuck that multiplayer. I hate that multiplayer. It's,
Camping.
So,
Modern Warfare 2
Yeah.
was camping.
Was 2 with the one with the little town map? Like the one where it was like a house between a house and a neighborhood?
Nuketown.
That's new.
That's
No,
Nuketown.
that's
Black
Black
Ops
Ops.
Oh, was that Black Ops?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's I know what you're talking about.
But that's
That's the
like
only
but
one
that's
that
like
I remember.
that's like an
playing all the
iconic
time with
COD map
people.
now.
Just
Yeah.
everyone throws grenades at the beginning.
That's like the
Just
let's all
chuck.
fuck around map. Yeah.
I will say though, like I've played every COD game since COD 2 has come out. Like
Nerd.
but I haven't legitimately had fun playing a COD game like until we played the Black Ops 3 beta. Like a lot of us played that, and Sean, you even said I'm actually having fun with this. This is
Which
awesome.
can't be said for any of the previous 3 Call of Duties that came out.
Yeah, the last like COD game that I got really into was Black Ops 1, and before that COD 4, and Black Ops 3 is like, wow, it's been years since I actually had fun playing one of these games.
Pretty much the last 3 Call of Duties in a nutshell. Within the first 5 minutes, it's immediately, fuck this game.
It's just done.
Yeah, they're just not, like you said, like people who are really into shooters they're probably going to start moving away. I think more and more over time. It's even happening right here. The people talking.
It's because we care about balance in a multiplayer game, and Call of Duty has strayed so far away from balance. It's not even
disagree.
funny.
Do you like Call of Duty?
The emphasis on shotguns being the only weapon you can use
Disagree.
is just dumb.
I'm looking at you, Destiny multiplayer.
Oh my god.
Agreed.
Oh,
Yes.
I only do that. I only do that for bounties. That's the only reason to play Destiny multiplayer.
But do you like Call of Duty then, Brendan? Let's see.
I'm with you. I'm pretty much over it. But it's not because I'm logging online and getting my ass handed to me and blaming it on a shotgun. It's just because I'm tired of them doing the same thing. Yes, they
That's
put a
fair.
fresh new coat of paint on it every year. And yeah, Black Ops 3 is beautiful. The character that they added into it is awesome. The beta map looked great. But, I mean, it's just advanced warfare with a fresh new coat of paint.
But I think
basically.
it's cool that they actually added like a legitimate class system into it. Like it's not just I'm going to edit my own class. There's actually different characters that you can choose from,
Right.
and each character has their own perk and ability that this one doesn't have.
Yeah, but
which I think is neat.
The perk and ability still doesn't distinguish, whether or not you're going to dominate in Call of Duty. It still comes down to
Your playstyle.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I like the ground pound thing, but I mean, other than that, it's still the same crap we've been playing for the past decade.
Right.
What's the obsession with ground pounds recently?
That's fact.
My
That's
personal
fact.
question
Halo, Call
about
of
ground
Duty.
pounds is why does punching the ground hurt anyone?
It's the
just-
boost going down,
Because
man.
it looks cool.
I don't
It's
care.
gravity plus inertia.
I
shouldn't
don't
die.
care.
You shouldn't die. You
The
should just
ground is
fall
going to
down.
absorb the
you should-
impact.
you should
It's not
absolutely-
like you're creating a fucking earthquake.
You should absolutely die. Look at Mario 64.
Oh,
Ground pound, son.
yeah, on your head.
Boom.
Kind of shifting gears on the topic. Do you guys think we will see a new IP emerge within the next 5 years that will take the first-person shooter crown?
No.
Do you think anybody's going to take a chance?
Well,
with
what new
something
first-person shooter has even been announced? It's
Well, they tried to do it with Titanfall. Like Titanfall was like the first attempt at a new IP shooter that I've seen in recent years.
I loved the
And they half-assed
gameplay,
it.
but it
They
did get
half-assed it.
repetitive.
Like-
I loved being in the Titans though.
that. Yeah,
But yeah, it got repetitive.
that game was fun for like 2 hours, and I'm like, okay, this sucks.
Well, and another, actually, that's kind of an interesting point because you said something about the class-based systems that they added some classes, or you said that.
That-
Some of the class-based systems.
I
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah.
I think the class-based systems unbalance games. We're talking about balance in games. The class-based systems, I think, breaks it. If you're in Destiny, the supers are all-powerful. Doesn't matter what the fuck you're doing, you're basically going to die. In Halo 4, they had the classes so you can have different stuff. I think it breaks it. In Halo 2, especially, and 3, and now in Halo 5, you all start with a standard loadout, and then you have to go find the weapons. So there's a strategy involved with where the weapon spawns, how to get there. You might need backup to get it.
Yeah.
And you all start in an even playing field. So if you see another guy, it's who's better at that weapon.
Yeah.
There's not 18 different assault rifles. You can't just pull out a sniper for fun. It's skill versus skill most of the time, unless you are working with your friends around the map.
Yeah.
So I just said the class systems.
And I think, well, I guess if we're talking about like balance and stuff like that, for as far as COD games go, COD 4 I think had that in the bag because like there weren't any crazy kill streaks. Everyone had the same 3 kill streaks. You got your UAV, your airstrike, and your attack chopper. That was it.
The only balanced call
That-
maybe that I can even.
Yeah.
Think of. The rest are just
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fucking
they had-
madness.
Yeah, they had different ways you can set up your classes, like different weapons and stuff. But for the most part, that game was very balanced as far as COD games go, and I missed that a lot.
Can anybody think of a new shooter specifically that will
I
make
can't.
it
I
different.
I can't say that
Point Break?
one that's already announced
Quantum
yet,
Break.
but
Quantum Break.
That's
Quantum
not a
Break.
first person.
It's
shooter.
not?
No.
Overwatch?
It's a third person.
Overwatch. If
Oh,
only-
Overwatch is gonna
Is
be
that a
fucking-
first person game?
Yep.
It's the Team Fortress 2 that Blizzard is making right now.
But it
And
is first person.
has-
It is
first person.
100% first person, and it looks fucking
It
fantastic.
has
Or
been
is it-
getting some attention,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have been saying it looks great, but
But
there's a lot of class space to it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, every character does everything completely different.
I don't
So,
like.
those kind of things tend to fall flat these days. So
well,
What do you think
I think the
class-based?
Destiny style, that MMO style shooter, is what is the next direction of all the.
I think it's gonna
let's
start.
just hope the company does it right. this
Somebody
time.
will get it totally right, but that's
Whatever
that's
happened to the
what's
days? Remember, did you guys ever play Unreal Tournament or any games
Oh
like that?
yeah.
Yes.
That's number 2 to the time played for us back in the day.
Yeah.
that
Love
was
that.
pre-Halo.
Unreal Tournament. Oh my god! I'm
Quite the
just
arena.
The
So
flat
good.
cannon, man.
That's my favorite gun, pretty much
or
all
the
time.
lightning gun, whatever
The
that
lightning
was.
sniper, basically, right? Yeah. But the
Great
flat cannon was my
Great
gun.
goddamn
Oh
game.
my god.
Who doesn't love shooting bullets around corners?
Hell yeah!
Right?
Those are the kind of skill-based thing where you had to aim and understand where it was going to go. to
that
actually
game
hit
was
them.
hectic as fuck too.
That was so
it,
much fun.
It was just chaotic, but it was a blast to play.
I'd like to play Unreal Tournament 2 again because 3 didn't quite have the.
Yeah,
The-
3 was alright. but-
Yeah, not as good as 2.
I mean, it was one of those things where it just expanded a lot and it got too big.
Yeah.
Or in another, I was talking to Brennan about this a few days ago. He mentioned that he was a big SOCOM fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love those games. I love like the kind of like crazy chaotic first person shooters, but I'm also a huge fan of the tactical style third person. Like you got like
Yeah, some of those are good.
battle of wits type of gameplay.
Yeah.
Because it
Like-
wasn't as precise as Call of Duty is right now, or even I think Rainbow Six after that. But it was just more about just one-on-one. I'm better than you.
Yeah, and Arma is another game that's kind of like that as well. Like the Arma 2, Arma 3, and I guess you could say Daisy, but that's just an Arma 2 mod.
My God, I want to play DayZ so bad. I want to play that. But I mean, not only I guess would we, could we have like a new shooter, but we could bring back an old one. There's certain games that aren't around, like you said. SOCOM hasn't been
Yeah.
a big deal in years.
You know what I think would be kind of I guess I wouldn't say this is like I would say I think an HD remake of GoldenEye would be cool.
Oh my God! Have you played that game?
GoldenEye?
Like in the last
Lately,
10 years.
the controls are horrible.
Well, obviously update the controls, but
That's a game that should stay in nostalgia history.
It really should.
It should
think
stay
so?
there. Don't bring it back.
yeah, I mean, I remember playing on N64 like this is awesome. But then I went back to play it a couple years ago again. And I'm like,
It
how
hurts.
the fuck did I ever use an N64 controller?
It
Yeah.
physically hurts your brain to try and go back and play that game. Like, how could this be?
I was like, I used to be
so
good at
Odd
this.
job. Odd job.
Odd job.
Odd job.
Yeah, you're shorter than everybody else. Nobody can hit you. Just karate
First
chop
person
for days.
shooters. Doom 4.
Oh,
Why have we
yeah.
not talked about
Bethesda.
this?
Oh.
We
We
were
talked
just
about
talking about
this.
Fallout 4.
Oh.
Doom
my
4,
God.
son. This game
That-
is going to be insane.
That
Unreal
might
Engine.
be the game that like revigorates whatever.
Yeah.
The gameplay alone has blown me away.
Yeah.
It looks very, very good.
If you just look at the straight up gameplay trailer, yes, it looks amazing, but they didn't go super in depth to it at E3 this year. But when Bethesda did their conference, Doom was the first part. Pretty much Fallout 4 was everything else.
They had a brutal fucking trailer for that though.
They had a great trailer for it, but
Yeah.
the biggest thing they came up with is they went hardcore into the fact where it was like creating map. When it says map creation, I mean it's every teeny tiny thing. Like when they said Fallout, build your own little town and put everything the way you
Yeah.
want it. It almost feels like the same thing. Where in a Doom map, a multiplayer map, you can put traps, you can put friggin' everything.
A lot of games are doing
It's
that
like
now.
Super Mario Maker, but with Doom.
a
That's
lot of,
terrifying in my mind.
A lot of
It's
games
not-
are doing that now. You're like going towards the route of making your own maps. Like another game I can think of that did that recently. It was Far Cry 4. That was especially heavy on PC. Like people like granted the maps that people made were very, very crude and like they didn't look that great, but they still had the same element to it.
Was it like Forge in Halo?
Kinda, yeah. Like, but
It was just here's all your shit and here's an empty room.
yeah,
Just
go
put it
go
places,
nuts.
Which Forge is awesome. We've made
Yeah.
some really cool Forge
Awesome
maps.
things.
in our day.
Dodgeball and
Yeah, we have
Halo.
dodgeball.
What Warthog? What's it
We
called?
had like a Warthog.
Kill
like,
ball.
Kill Ball.
Yeah,
It was pretty much like
Kill-Ball's my favorite
bumper
thing
cars
in
with
the world.
warthogs.
Oh my
And
God,
then we
yeah.
just recently built the
we did the racetrack.
the racetrack.
Yeah.
Where it's just basically a dangerous obstacle course to drive your Warthog on.
Barrels
That's
fall
damn
from the
near
sky.
impossible. to complete.
Oh, we haven't done that
So-
in a while.
Can
Oh, God,
can
I
you
wanna play
distribute that game type to the listeners?
Yes.
I think you can.
Yeah.
But they're all a blast, especially the death race.
that?
We called it Halo Kart.
Halo
So,
Kart, yeah.
It
that
was
oh, we got to play that again.
But is
It
that
was
is
a
that is that
blast.
for MCC or what was that for?
that was on the MCC. But
Okay.
I believe if you create it, you can play it on that game. And since it was on Halo 4, you could probably play it on Halo 4.
Yeah,
I think.
maybe.
Say
Well,
that again?
I think you might be able to port it over to Halo 4. I don't know if that's
Like the
true.
360 version?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I've never tried.
Yeah,
but either way, if you
I
have
think
MCC,
they would have told people if
which
you can
most
do
Halo
that.
fans
but is
do.
there a place where
Yeah.
that's available for someone else to play if they wanted to download it?
Well, you have to have the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if we put it up on the file share,
Mm-hmm.
anybody can go grab it if you know the gamer tag. You just go to that person. If it's on your friends list, whatever, you go to that person, go to the file share in Halo, then you can download anything that they put up there.
True.
Because we have game types for the maps, so there's specific rules set. So you need that also. We got to play some Kill Ball again soon.
Yeah, that-
And
that
the
needs to
death
hap-
race.
that needs to happen
The death
soon.
race was awesome. It was so fun.
Or
Kart.
we could just bring
Yeah.
back Halo 5 Kill Ball. Or like
Halo-
not bring it back, but like
and-
start a new Halo.
Well,
5
actually,
Kill
we're
Ball.
gonna have Forge will be released in Big Team Battle. Actually, will be released in the future for Halo 5.
Uh-huh.
They didn't come at launch, but any DLC. I said this last week too. Any DLC for Halo 5 will be totally free.
That's good. That's very
And
good.
so we kind of touched on this last week too, where games are sometimes they have like the holiday release date. Things get pushed back over time. Like Division got pushed back like a year.
Yeah.
And like with Halo being pushed, these things being pushed back, it lets the game I think work the best it can when it comes out.
Yeah.
With like Halo 5, it works perfectly now. It has the multiplayer works perfectly. The single player I've had no problems. When things get delayed, obviously, it kind of sucks. And right now, I'm super excited for Mirror's Edge, and that just got delayed.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't think it's that far.
I think it got pushed back a month. I think it was originally supposed
Yeah.
to be released in April.
Something like that, yeah.
Now it's the end of May, I believe.
Me
Well,
personally,
but that-
I have no problems with games being delayed. Not even in the slightest.
See, I don't really
It
either.
means that the studio needs more time to finish the game. And I'm so tired of games releasing broken that I am 100% okay with it.
Woo, Fallout 4.
So,
Yay!
if you need to delay your game 2 goddamn years, go right ahead.
Prime
If that
example,
means you're gonna make a
Master
better
Chief
game,
Collection.
Yeah.
delay that for not making it. Just, you shouldn't have made it.
Fucking like
Yeah.
they better get the Division right. If they push it back this long,
It's-
like
it was shown to like E3 like 2011 or 12 or something
It was-
stupid like
yeah.
that, like forever
I
ago.
swear to God, if that is broken, Ubisoft, you have a lot to live up to this year. You got after last year's debacle with Assassin's Creed Unity and everything else you guys released. Like, what the fuck?
Well, Syndicate
Yeah.
released pretty solid. I heard.
Syndicate
No
released pretty good.
issues,
Yeah,
good reviews.
So that's good. Step in the right direction. But you still got 3 more major releases coming this year. You got
God, they have
Rainbow
so much coming out.
You got
If you fuck up the Division, we will fucking burn you down.
yeah. Then you got Ghost Recon
Don't
Wildlands.
fuck this up.
They got the Division. They got Ghost
We're
Recon
all
Wildlands
excited
coming out.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
and Rainbow Six Siege.
Meh. Not man to that. Rainbow Six Siege is
Rainbow-
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Who cares about it?
I feel like
Recon.
Ghost Recon died a long time ago. I
Yeah.
don't know
This
why
one's
they're
pretty
trying to
good.
revive it.
this one's pretty. I mean, it looks like the Division, but I mean, I think it still looks pretty cool.
I don't get why they needed to bring it back. I mean, that's so
You
old.
fight the cartel, I
That's
guess.
So old.
I don't know. that's
Yeah.
that's their selling point.
Just as we were talking about new IPs earlier as well, just don't even go hard depth into it. But after I showed you guys the trailer, Horizon Zero Dawn, what do you think?
It looks pretty good.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
That's a new like unique style of I guess narrative that I haven't seen in a game recently.
It's like Assassin's Creed with bow and arrows and guns.
And
It-
future crazy alien.
And
or
it's
future
weird.
robotic animals that evolve somehow and do things.
It's basically
Ouch.
if you
Nonsense.
guys haven't watched it, the basic gist of the trailer was like humanity like reaches a point where they like kind of cap their I guess technological potential, and then they somehow kind of revert back to like more primitive times, but it's still in the future. But somehow the technology and like all the artificial intelligence and something finds a way to evolve on its own. So now they're just like wild beasts essentially. And I'm not really. That's what I can gather from the trailer. I don't really know.
They've only revealed that one trailer,
Yeah.
and so far it's just been post-apocalyptic-ish.
Yeah,
It's like
it
humans
looks.
still rely on technology, but now the technology's evolved to the point where they can't control it anymore. It's like, well, we need this to survive, but also
It looks like
got
Far
that
Cry
control.
Primal in a way, like Far Cry, like almost a Far Cry Primal if you've seen the trailer for that.
Except with robots. And
with
technology.
robots and not like in the Stone Age.
Not mammoths.
Well, and I'm still a little
Robot
skeptical
mammoths?
about it, just because they've shown only a little bit, and they had such high hopes for stuff like The Order and all that.
You know.
don't
I
talk
just-
about that game.
I'm
That's
just
so-
I
saying.
did not
The
talk about that
Order
game in front of
Just
me.
saying.
Are we
I
bringing
want-
up a sore spot, Pat?
It was very sore. That was a very
I
sore
didn't even
game.
play it. And I was sore. I was excited. Like
Yeah.
play it.
My
It was
ass
a
hurt.
bad game.
I wanted that to be.
Well, and
My
it's a totally
ass.
different developer. It's just the only similarity is just the fact that they're both on PlayStation. I'm just hoping for a solid new IP
Yeah.
because I mean, like, so
We
we
got
haven't really
quite
had
a few of
really
them coming
good
up,
one.
though.
Yeah, a lot coming up.
No Man's Land?
You
Has
got,
anybody seen No Man's
Quantum
Land
Break or
besides
Quantum-
me?
I haven't seen that one.
Break.
Yet.
No Man's Land?
Uh-uh.
Imagine. Oh my god. Okay, do you guys remember the game Spore back
Yes.
in the day?
Yes.
Okay, not going corny like that, but do you remember how big Spore was to where you could travel to every little star in the galaxy
Yeah.
and everything was different the whole time? Imagine that, but instead of doing the stupid sim thing, it's actually like an action RPG like title.
That sounds pretty fun.
And the goal is to get to the center of the galaxy and everything, but you can literally just travel to these billions of stars. I don't even know how they're going to release the game because it seems like it's going to be like terabytes worth of data that we're going to go through. But literally, he on E3 this year, he was showing a live gameplay demo. And he was going, well, last time we did this demo, you know, it went really well, but I'm just going to pick a different random planet this time, and hopefully we'll find something cool. Because we was hoping to find like alien life and stuff on the planet that he went to.
Yeah.
And at first he didn't, and then as he was running away from one of like the sentry turrets, he ran into some water. And as he turned around, there were fish in there, and he goes, "Oh look, there is alien life here!" Like even the developer was surprised with what he was doing. It was ridiculous watching it.
And that's
I remember
No
we
Man's
talked
Land.
about that. Yeah.
On
it's
on
gonna
that
be crazy.
on that note, with one of the tidbits, one of the little pet peeves of mine, I guess, like when developers have their big announcements at E3. I hate it when games have like forced commentaries.
This guy was totally.
what I'm talking about, Sean. Like I know you mentioned that in the past. Like I know they did that with Ghost Recon Siege, or not Ghost Recon Siege, Rainbow Six Siege.
Ghost Recon Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege.
coming next. This
Get your two. Get your
Yeah,
Tom
I had
Clancy
two games like
in
mixed
order.
together.
Ghost Siege Division.
Ghost Siege Division,
6 Rainbow
Soft,
4,
Creed,
Battlefront.
Syndicate.
Niner.
Anyway, but you know what I'm talking about when they have like the forced like game chat type of stuff, like the scripted game chat. Like that stuff it makes me cringe. Like it's just a little pet peeve of mine that I can't stand. Like just
I'm so excited for the Division. Though.
yeah. So I don't know.
That's
I
so
think,
good.
well, I mean, we've been here for a good hour and a half, guys. So you guys got any like final thoughts you want to throw out there before we cut this off?
Happy Halloween to everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Coming up.
I mean, we still got some time, but like
still have
I know we had a few more topics that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, we can push them to next week. They're not coming out next week anyways.
Basically, I'm sad that Mirror's Edge got delayed. I fucking
Yeah.
love those games so
Yeah,
much.
delay everything.
So good. I'm with you.
If
If
you
you
have-
need
if
it
you have
delayed,
to,
yeah,
delay
if you
them,
need
yes.
to delay,
No,
just
you know
push
what?
it back.
Even if
I'm
you
with
don't
you.
need to, just delay everything. At least a month after what you originally said.
Just fuck it, delay it. So, but then that would make your problem with DLC worse though, because when they finish the game and get ready to print, that's when they start working DLC. They just work on DLC longer, then there'd be more content to be ready at the beginning.
Douglas, you tell them when you're ready for the game, and then we'll be good. You just tell
know
them
what?
when you're ready.
You're-
for
All
the
right,
you're now
5 years on every game. You're just knock
You're
off
at least
this
like,
bullshit.
you're like the new like god of that kind of stuff. Like just what is
here's
Douglas
your
want
bonus
to release?
cycle.
Good.
I don't know how they're going to pay their employees anymore.
Good.
So
So I don't know. What you got for us, Sean?
Last topic we'll probably bring up, or at least one of the two last topics. Binding of Isaac Afterbirth is coming out.
It comes out tomorrow
Tomorrow.
on PC. I'm not sure about Xbox or PS4. But,
October the 30th.
Is it all everything like the old
new
Just in
enemies,
time for Halloween.
new
Yeah.
items, new
new enemies, new items. I
It's
mean,
just there wasn't
endings?
enough items as it was, for God's sake.
well, it just emphasizes the point more that this game has so much content to offer, and it is so cheap. Holy shit. This game is amazing. The replay value is
Through the roof.
Beyond high.
it's almost unlimited, man. You can go and play that game and
Die
have
in
a
2
different
minutes and
run
then
every
you
time. It's,
wreck it the next round.
Exactly.
if you don't have it, pick it up. It's amazing. I highly recommend it.
I agree.
Yeah, it's
Are there
Definitely
new
a great game. I watched
new
Brennan.
endings?
That I don't
Sorry.
know, but I just know it's just a ton more new content. It's expansion. The regular game's called Binding of Isaac Rebirth. It's on sale on Steam for I don't even know. It's probably I think it's like $6 or something like that. There's a sale going on right now.
Steam winter sales coming soon.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What is it?
Oh, it's
so
ready.
Drew
The
can buy
wallet's
more
ready.
games that he won't play.
Yeah, why not?
How many games did you buy last year at the Steam sale? You bought like
I have plenty. I have 205 in my Steam library currently.
Jesus
I've played
fucking
probably
Christ.
maybe 8% of them. So
Probably played
So,
8 games
Is
total.
that an expansion to the existing game, or is it an actual DLC of a new game?
it's the expansion to The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which is a remake of an even older Edward McMillan game, The Binding of Isaac.
So do you do the exact same game with just new stuff, or is it like a new areas to explore, new story?
New enemies, new items. I mean, it's relatively the same story. I'm not sure how much they're going to add to this game in terms of story, but I just know it's just an additional content that we haven't seen before.
We'll find out.
As far as the story goes, that's kind of a back burner to begin with. It kind of has its base story with slight alterations. It's
Based off what
mostly
you do.
the game is mostly about
the presentation. I feel like
It's about the gameplay.
constant
yeah.
changing gameplay where every run is different.
Well, some games are more about the gameplay than the story, and I've seen you guys play it multiple
The
times.
story
so.
is there. It's
Yeah.
just
It's there.
once it reaches its climax and then there's additional stuff past it. It's not. I mean, you're kind of like, oh yeah,
You're just playing for fun.
Yeah,
you don't play
Shoot
for the
shit,
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I was just curious what.
It's like when you beat the final boss, can you go to the cathedral or do you go to hell? And it's like, well, I went to cathedral the past 2 times and I want to get the achievements. in
Spoiler
hell,
alert,
so
alert.
Whatever.
that's really
That's not a spoiler.
That's
It's not even a
that much of a
spoiler. in
It's just a
general.
different floor you go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But,
just a new level.
different enemies, different power ups.
And talking about Halloween, Outlast 2.
Oh yeah, I saw that today.
Oh, it got announced.
They teased that.
So excited.
Fuck.
Such a good game.
the teaser trailer.
No.
See, I haven't seen the trailer. I just
Okay,
saw
for
the
those of you that don't know,
So
well,
good.
none of you guys know because you probably haven't listened to this before. But Sean is horrified of horror games.
Oh, you gotta play PT.
Nope.
Yeah, PT son.
I
Oh,
watched
so-
enough playthroughs of that fucking game. Just no.
we gotta get you
No.
to play some horror games, man.
Fuck
So good.
no.
Horror games so
I wanna
fun.
see Sean play
Outlast was
PT
one
in
of
the dark by
best
himself.
horror games.
Nope.
We'll give you some candy.
Oh fuck, you sold me.
Did you also play Outlast? Who else?
I played it
I
last.
played
You beat
Outlast.
it?
I did
Oh,
not
yes.
beat it,
Oh,
but it's
dude.
So I didn't
great.
beat it either, but I
Oh,
played
you
it.
guys
yeah.
gotta beat it. I was gonna say it's such an interesting horror game as it progresses and the way it transitions and stuff. And
Because
what
you
it
can't
becomes.
fight. The only way to fight is to run. Like you have to
Yeah,
run
you
and hide.
have to hide.
You cannot
can't
fight.
stand your ground.
That's what makes it terrifying.
I
Like,
know.
take
Oh,
away
God.
take away your ability to attack, and you're just a victim.
You're just a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You're just about survival.
Just not saying that they copied them, they kind of did, but Amnesia
That's what I was
was
going
the
to mention.
first one that did that, where it was like horror based and you couldn't attack. It was all just about hiding and everything. But now they just come out with a new one called Soma. And I've been watching
heard of that,
gameplay on
yeah.
this one.
Soma?
Dude, it is ridiculous. It's artificial
I saw that. I saw that on
intelligence
PS4.
and human consciousness and just everything you do, you just feel bad about what you're. It's
So it's like
it's
it
amazing.
like fucks with your head.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much.
a very big. Instead of just like classic, just
Like
scary,
scary
pop
monster.
out. It's very big psychological, like crazy.
That's gonna probably
Crazy
drive
stuff.
people to commit suicide.
Because Outlast is good. Outlast is about like the suspense and the pop outs, which I like. But with Amnesia and like Soma and those guys that kind of started the first like point and click, you can't attack hide thing. Theirs is, I don't want to say strategy, is just like, open that room, or hide real quick, blah 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 blah. And
Outlast had a lot of
hopefully-
moments of those where you would look into a room, you're like, I don't know
Yeah.
about
You
this.
got that giant marine dude just
I don't
chasing
know
you
about
after the whole
this.
time.
So
Another game you're forgetting about that did it even before Amnesia, Fatal Frame.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I guess
Yeah.
technically your
Cameras,
weapon is a camera,
camera.
but
Yeah.
You have to
That's-
like capture the picture correctly to like
The
banished
broken
to
neck
ghosts or
girl.
whatever.
That
Still-
was really
still
hard to
scary.
capture.
Yeah, fuck that game. Fuck that game
Yeah,
hard.
so
And
good
then
stuff coming out.
another one like that was Alien Isolation. You can fight, but like you're
Can't fight the alien.
you can't fight the alien.
He adapts to what you do.
Yeah,
I have that game. I haven't played
the,
it.
the
but
smartest
I'm
fucking
waiting.
AI I've ever played of
Yep.
any game. Like it was infuriating how intelligent that AI was. Like that is. The only thing you can really do to defend yourself is like burn it, when you do that, all it does is just scare it off. Like it comes back for you later on.
It's the scariest kind of enemy, like the necromorphs in Dead Space, where
Exactly.
you can't fucking kill it if you run out of ammo.
Yeah.
Just start the game over.
Just start the game over. That's what I did.
Pretty much.
Oh, look, you made it into this room, and the regenerating monster is going to constantly chase you. Hope you have enough ammo. Oh, you don't have enough ammo. Restart the game.
Yeah, it's rough. So
You got to get that foam finger. If you beat on survivalist difficulty.
anybody else on the phone finger now?
No fair.
I think we're good. I don't have anything else to talk about in the gaming world.
All right, guys.
Next week,
Right.
we'll have more.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more topics for you guys next week. So once again, this
Yeah.
is the Friendly Fire podcast.
Have a happy and safe Halloween, and we will see you guys next time.
See you later.